My Struggle, Book 2, A Man in Love, by Karl Ove Knausgaard, narrated by Edoardo Ballerini.
29th July, 2008. The summer has been long, and it still isn't over. I finished the first part of the novel on the 26th of June, and since then, for more than a month, the nursery school has been closed, and we've had Vanya and Heidi at home, with all the extra work that involves. I've never understood the point of holidays. I've never felt the need for them, and I've always just wanted to do more work. But if I must, I must. We'd planned to spend the first week at the cabin Linda got us to buy last autumn, intended partly as a place to write, partly as a weekend retreat, but after 3 days we gave up and returned to town. Putting 3 infants and 2 adults on a small plot of land, surrounded by people on all sides, with nothing else to do but weed the garden and mow the grass, is not necessarily a good idea, especially if the prevailing atmosphere is disharmonious even before you set out. We had several flaming rows there, presumably to the amusement of the neighbors, and the presence of hundreds of meticulously cultivated gardens populated by all these old semi-naked people made me feel claustrophobic and irritable. Children are quick to detect these moods and play on them, particularly Vanya, who reacts almost instantly to shifts in vocal pitch and intensity. And if they are obvious, she starts to do what she knows we like least, eventually causing us to lose our tempers if she persists. Already brimming with frustration, it is practically impossible for us to defend ourselves. And then we have the full woes, screaming and shouting in misery. The following week we hired a car and drove up to Tjörn, outside Gothenburg, where Linda's friend Michaela, who is Vanya's godmother, had invited us to stay in her partner's summer house. We asked if she knew what it was like living with 3 children, and whether she was really sure she wanted us there. But she said she was sure. She had planned to do some baking with the children and take them swimming and go crabbing so that we could have some time to ourselves. We took her up on the offer. We drove to Tjörn, parked outside the summer house on the fringes of the beautiful Sörland countryside, and in we piled with all the kids, plus bags and baggage. The intention had been to stay there all week, but 3 days later we packed all our stuff into the car and headed south again, to Michaela's and Eric's obvious relief. People who don't have children seldom understand what it involves, no matter how mature and intelligent they might otherwise be. At least that was how it was with me before I had children myself.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?